Today's novel idea is It Had Been Too Long, courtesy of @WritingPrompt, a page on Twitter, link in the underbar. It had been too long. Emily felt sure of it. As she stood at the top of the stairs gazing down into the darkness, she wondered what could have become of Roger. Surely he should be back by now. A cool wind picked up, stirring her skirts. Something rustled among the trees. "Roger?" Emily called, but her voice came out as the merest squeak. He had assured her that it wouldn't take long to retrieve the chalice. Then they could use it to heal her brother, and all would be well. But the minutes stretched on. Roger was nowhere to be seen. "I've got to go after him." Emily froze as this thought came to her. What was she thinking? She couldn't go down there. Roger had specifically told her to wait. She had no weapon, no fighting experience. Even if Roger was in trouble, there was nothing she could do. Besides, she had to stay with her brother. She turned to look at Seth. His skin was pale and glazed with sweat. He looked dreadful. "Don't worry," she said, mopping his brow. "Roger will be here soon." But time pressed on, and still no sign of Roger. "I've got to go after him." This time she spoke aloud, and she knew it was true. "I'll be right back," she said, though she knew Seth couldn't hear her. After lighting a torch, Emily approached the staircase. She could see only the first few steps before they disappeared into darkness. Heart-pounding, she moved closer, at length putting one foot on the top stair. Coldness rushed through her body. She gasped and recoiled. There was no way she could go down there. Seth groaned. Glancing back at him, Emily knew that there was no way she could not go. Seth needed her. Roger needed her. She had to be brave. Clutching her torch in a death grip, she started down the stairs. It was a long way down. The torch seemed very meager in the suffocating darkness. Its light danced erratically over the stone walls. It took Emily a moment to realize that the flames moved so much because her hand was shaking. This wouldn't do. She had to stay calm. Breathing deeply, she continued on. The staircase seemed to go on forever. Emily felt sure it was taking her right to the center of the earth. "Who's there?" someone called. Emily beamed. She had never been so glad to hear that voice. "Roger? Emily?" She hurried forward. "Be careful," Roger warned. "I sprung some sort of booby trap." Slowing, Emily proceeded cautiously. Her ankle caught on something. Looking down, she could see nothing, but when she felt with her hand, she could tell something was there. "There's some sort of invisible tripwire." "That would be it." Roger's voice sounded very close now. Stepping carefully over the tripwire, Emily moved on. Soon her light fell upon Roger, sprawled out on the stairs, his leg jutting out at an odd angle and a pained look on his face. Emily rushed to his side. "Are you all right?" "My torch went out when I fell," Roger said. "I knew I couldn't hobble in the dark. I thought I was doomed to die down here." He looked up into her face. "Thanks for coming." "Of course," Emily smiled, feeling very pleased. "I'm going to need to set and bind your leg," she said, examining it. "It's better if we don't move you until I've done that. I'll go back and get—" A skittering sound from the darkness cut her off. What was that? Roger groaned. "Goblins," he said. "They're coming to claim their prize." "You mean you?" Nodding grimly, Roger gestured up the stairs. "You'd better get out of here." "I'm not leaving you." "Don't be stupid." Emily flushed. "I'm not stupid. Come on." She pulled him to his feet, draping his arm around her shoulders, supporting much of his weight. "Let's go." Roger hobbled up the stairs, but shook his head all the while. "We'll never outrun goblins like this." He was right. The skittering sound was drawing closer and closer. "Leave me here." "No!" "Then we're both going to die." "No, we're not." Emily drew Roger's sword from its sheath. "I'm going to fight." Thanks for watching, and happy writing.